Pope Sylvester's reign marked a significant moment in church history with the convening of the Council of Nicaea and the declaration of Arianism as a heresy. However, his contributions remain overshadowed by the events of the time. Welcome to The Pontiff, a journey into the lives and contributions of the popes of the Catholic Church, brought to you by CNews Live. Saint Sylvester assumed the throne of Saint Peter as the 33rd Pontiff of the Catholic Church after the demise of Saint Miltiades. Although his reign lasted for 22 years, information is scarce about his reign. Despite this, his contributions to the Church were significant, and his reign marked a pivotal moment in Church history. Saint Sylvester assumed the throne of Saint Peter with the promise of a peaceful and absolute ecclesiastical leadership under Emperor Constantine. However, this promise turned out to be a mirage for Pope Sylvester. Emperor Constantine interfered with the scope of papal authority, taking over several papal powers under his authority, and even assumed the title of bishop in charge of the material affairs of the Church. This was a challenging time for Pope Sylvester as he tried to balance his responsibilities as Pope with the influence of the Emperor. Another significant challenge for Pope Sylvester came from the Donatists. The Donatists argued that the episcopal consecration of Bishop Caecilianus was invalid, and they petitioned to the Emperor again for a resolution to the problem. This led to the Alps Council, convened by the Bishop of Alps and not by the Pope. The council was attended by about 130 bishops, and the council's decisions were communicated to Pope Sylvester. The council sent a letter acknowledging the Pope's preeminence in the Western Church. He was also told to communicate the said decisions to other ecclesiastical communities. Despite these challenges, Pope Sylvester oversaw several significant events during his reign. The most notable of these was the Council of Nicaea, the first universal synod of the Church, which is forever inscribed in the golden letters in the history of the Church. The synod was convened to define what true faith was and to declare the heresy of Arianism, which would have caused the division and destruction of the Church, to be false. A priest named Arius, who was a priest in Alexandria, thought that Christ was not equal to God, but that Christ was the first creation and the best of God's creations. This study questioned the very divinity of Christ, and a group refused to see him as God. Emperor Constantine realized that this would lead to the division of the Church and convened the Universal Synod in AD 325 at Nicaea. Pope Sylvester was invited to the synod, but citing his ill health and advanced age, he sent 2 priests to Nicaea as his representatives. Nicaea declared Arianism a heresy at the synod and excommunicated the preacher Arius. Similarly, Christ's humanity and divinity were declared as a dogma of faith and thought that Christ is one in essence with God the Father, which means homoousios. Pope Sylvester's reign was a time of growth and benefit for the Catholic Church. St. Peter's Basilica, the Lateran Basilica, and many other churches were built thanks to the generosity of Emperor Constantine. Legend also claims that Pope Sylvester baptized Emperor Constantine. The story goes that Constantine was healed from leprosy, leading him to repentance and ultimately baptism. However, historical records testify that Eusebius, the bishop of Nicomedia and an Arian partisan, baptized the Emperor Constantine shortly before his death. The legend of the emperor's conversion is the source of the document known as the Donation of Constantine, which shows papal sovereignty over the Western Empire and the Church. Pope Sylvester's reign lasted for about 22 years. He attained eternal rest on 31st December AD 335. Please subscribe to our channel and like our videos. Till we meet in the next episode, this is Soni Manoj signing off for CNews Live.